Hey everyone, here is your jockey's assignment, or the shirt assignment in Schoology. What you're going to be doing is creating a document that is going to add creativity and design these shirts. So you were told to do 3 things in class. One was to rotate it so it was up. One was to change it from grayscale to RGB, and one was to erase the names. Now some of you may have used the brush tool like it said in the packet. Some of you may use the eraser tool. There are a lot of different ways to do it. When I'm doing mine, I always do it on a new layer. I named it the eraser layer, and then I just use the brush to brush over it. So now they're gone. I don't use the eraser tool on an original document because I don't want to accidentally erase something that I didn't want to erase. So that's why I have my own layer. If you didn't do it on your own layer, that is perfectly fine. I completely understand. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go up to Image, and you want to go to Mode, and you want to change it from grayscale to RGB. Why is that? Because if I were to go here and try to pick a color, for example red, it only shows up as gray because there is no color information in this picture right now. It is only black and white. So what I want to do is I want to go to Mode and I want to go to RGB. I do not want to flatten. And now I have red, blue, green, purple, whatever colors I want to use. It is very important to remember to work on separate layers for each one of these shirts. The reason being is that when you're applying the filters to this, you want to apply it to each individual shirt, not to multiple shirts. It doesn't work that well. So to create a new layer, you can go to Layer New right here. You can go into your Layers palette. These are palettes over here, and you can click New. You can name it whatever shirt you want to name it. I'm going to name this Diamond because that's the shirt I'm going to be working on first. There is nothing in this layer. So if I were to pick my magic wand tool and try to select something in this shirt, it selects my entire canvas. Well, that doesn't work. I need to select just certain areas. So I'm going to make sure Sample All Layers is on, and then I am going to select just this part of the shirt. So I'm going to make it a sweater vest. This is what I'm going to make this shirt look like. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, select it with my magic wand tool, not this quick select tool, the magic wand tool. And then I'm going to go to my gradient, which is located under our paint bucket, which we've used quite a bit today. So I'm going to click gradient tool. And then I'm going to go up to my gradient palette, and I can see I have a whole bunch of presets. The very first one is the top color and the bottom color. I can double click on this, then I can go in and I can change things. So if I wanted to change this right here, I could do that. I can change the color from red to blue if I wanted to. I can change white to a green, and then I get a nice teal aqua color in the center. I can change the slider so I have more green and less blue. I can add more colors into it. You can do a whole bunch of things. So you press OK. And then because this is selected, I got to make sure that I am on this diamond layer and that the diamond layer is visible, and it is. Otherwise, it will not let you do it. You can select whatever type of gradient you want. This is a very important toolbar. The mode should be normal, opacity should be 100%. If not, you need to switch it. I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to go from the center. I'm going to draw out, and now I have a gradient. If I don't like it, I can delete it. I can undo it, or I can just go over it again. So now I have that. I'm going to deselect that, Command D. Now I'm going to select the arms. Now I don't want that to be a gradient, I just wanted that to be a color. And then I'm going to select the sleeves. Oh, I got to hold Shift so I can select more than one area. And I want that to be blue. Option delete. And now last but not least, I'm going to select my diamonds. And I am actually going to use the exact same gradient that I used before, but I'm going to reverse it. Pull that out. And now I have a really ugly shirt. Okay. So I have this selected, but it is I'm going to zoom in on it. Okay. My computer is kind of catching up to my thinking. Apparently I was thinking too fast for it. So I have a very plain shirt. It looks flat. It does not look real. So what we need to do is we need to add texture to it. So what you have to do right now is you need to go up to filter and you need to go to texture and you need to add green to it because you can't add what we want to do after that without texture. You can mess around with the intensity of the grain and the contrast, the grain type, whatever you want to do. You can try it, play around with the different things. For this assignment, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to press OK. So now I have some noise, and then I'm going to go to filter, and I want to go to, I can do artistic, or I can do brush strokes, whichever one you want to do. Okay, and there's a lot of different options. I can go into ink outlines. Now I have something that looks like that, which is uber ugly, if I do say so. I can do accented edges. That's not too bad. Angled strokes, cross hatching. We're going to leave it at that. I can change things. Press OK, and there I have my first layer. Now, if I go over here, create a new layer. This is a checkerboard layer. If I choose the sleeve of this checkerboard layer, it is going to select and fill in. That's what it does. Why does it do that? Because there is, if I zoom in here, there is a hole in this lovely shirt. So I'm going to create a new layer, name it Fix, and then I'm going to default my colors by pressing D, and I'm going to pick a brush, and it is not going to be 380 because that's how large a brush that's 380 is. But I am going to pick that, and I want it to be a hard edge brush, still too big. And then I can connect the lines, but I gotta make sure my opacity is 100%. Like so. Now we're gonna delete this, so you don't have to worry if it really looks very good. You just want it to be close. And I'm gonna add one right here too, because I don't want that to be in there. I would probably make that brush a little bit smaller. It's still a little big, maybe 3 or 4. Okay. Now I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to name it Checkers. And then I'm going to use my magic wand tool, and I'm just going to select my checkers. Now if you want to apply different filters to different things in your shirt, you'll want to put those on different layers. Okay? Also, make sure that you do not draw on that fix layer. Okay? I'm going to make this really ugly because I like to make these things ugly. Sweet. Excuse me. Now, something kind of important. If you want the checkers to be white on this, you need to fill it white because they are not white. They are transparent right now. If I were to see, there's nothing actually there. The checkerboard means that there's nothing there. So if you want this to be white, you have to still select them, and then you have to fill them white. This is pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm going to have these be that lovely mint green. Then I am going to deselect that. And if I, like I said, if I wanted to, I could have put these on any layer that I wanted to. I could have put the checkers on a separate layer and then did a different filter to that, but I didn't feel like it. So remember, I have to go to noise. I have to add noise. It's another way to add the noise to this. So there's two different ways to do it. The more noise you want, the less noise, monochromatic, non-monochromatic. I'm going to do very little. Press OK. And then I'm going to go up to filter again. And I'm going to do a colored pencil for this one. Press OK. I could have adjusted anything I wanted to. And now I have another one. This one looks a little bit more sketched. Okay. When you're all done with all of them, you'll have to probably fix some other ones. Like for the example, this one selects both of these. Make sure you do that on your fix layer, and then you can just delete your fix layer when you're all done. The last thing that you're going to do is you're going to name all of these shirts, and you want to be creative with that. So I'm going to name this Really, because that's so creative. And then you are going to warp that. All the names should be warped some way, shape, or form. You can add a gradient to that if you wanted to. You can do really a lot of different things. You need to add a style to at least one of them. Styles are right here. These are my default styles. Other styles are located underneath here. These are other styles. So you could go to KS styles, which I believe is a downloaded style from the internet. Yep, it is. And you can add other styles to that. So you need to warp and add styles to your names. When you're done, you need to go up to layer. When you're completely done, if you're still working on this, if it takes you more than one day in class to work on, which it probably will, you need to just go to File, Save As, and save it as the default PSD because it'll keep your layers. But when you're all done, you go to Layer. You will flatten your image and you will save it as a JPEG. There is a handout in Schoology on how to do this. And that is what you need to do. You'll be graded on neatness, creativity, and using different gradients, different textures, different filters in this, adding grain, adding noise, brush strokes, and artistic. All of them should be different. You shouldn't use the same one for all of them. So you will get creativity points, neatness points, and then if you did all the things that you're supposed to do. Have a good one.